Welcome everybody back to another episode of Non-Fungible News. Today we have the pleasure of the whole Airworthy team again. It's slightly larger now that we have Miss Holly Grant on the team, which is exciting. This is our third interview, so if you missed the first two, they're definitely available on our page on YouTube and podcasts and wherever your little heart and ears desire, we got you. So anyway, how are you all doing today? Let's start with Holly Grant, since you're the newest, and I told you I'd pick on you a little bit.
Okay, well, I'm really excited to be here. I watched all your videos and all that. I never could have imagined I'll be here, so yay, I'm here. Woo-hoo.
We love it. Alios.
Hey, what's up? I'm doing well,
You look better.
Thanks, bud. Yeah, joking about how I've not looked my finest on some of these other interviews, but yeah, I'm doing well. Just had a shower and I'll have some food soon, so.
You look good.
All right.
You look real
Thanks.
good, my friend. Airworthy. Nice to see you again.
Yes.
Too.
Yeah, happy to be here 3 times. This is the 3rd time. So yeah, excited to be back and talk about some new things with a whole new studio. So there's a lot to go over, and I thought an interview with you would be one of the best ways to tell people. Also, it's just nice to kind of like put a face to the voice, to the name and the voice. So yeah, happy to be here.
Alex, last but not least.
It's always a pleasure. I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, let's get into it. So a quick backdrop on their project. They launched early this year with their Ukiyoe Warriors. Shortly, a few months after that was Ukiyoe Yokai. And 3 is the magic number. For anybody that doesn't know, you hold 3 of their Genesis Ukiyoe Warriors. You get an airdrop from future collections. Most recently, you guys had a yokai burn for the masks. Let's just touch a little bit on that and how that went, what it means going forward.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because I've been thinking so much of what's coming that there's a couple things that happened recently that would be good to talk about. So yeah, we had our yokai sacrifice, and we allowed up to 544 yokai to be burned. And when you burned a yokai, you would get a mask that correlates with that character. So if you burned an Oni mask, which is the demon, is the Oni, then you would be getting back a mask that represents the Oni. So it was kind of cool. Big shout out to VC for setting that up to where it, correlates with the character. I thought that was cool. Kind of a fun thing about the burn as well is that there was a chance, kind of a small chance, that you would get back a rare mask. By the way, all of these were designed by our other artist, Handy, and he did a phenomenal job. The rare ones are really cool. I told him, like, as not being an artist myself, it's kind of, I know Alias sometimes has to ask me like further, like more and more questions of like what I mean. It's hard to like kind of explain, this is what I want it to look like, but I don't know like the terms or anything. But I told him, I'm like, I kind of want, if you imagine a Pokemon card, it being like a holographic card. And then I told him like I wanted one that had kind of holographic, but more of a gold look to it, a golden like shimmer. And yeah, to my surprise, he sent it back like pretty quickly, like he does. I mean, he sends things back sometimes within the same day. I don't know how he does it. And it was like perfect. So yeah, there was a chance that you would get back that mask, still the same character that correlates with the mask, but it would be like a holographic or like a gold type. And then also when getting that back, we rewarded some VC. So we sent out a lot of VC as rewards for people as well. We also covered the entire event. So whenever you do any arcade events in VC, like burning or breeding or anything like that, it requires a fee. So you need to spend some of your VC to be burned. That's kind of the way it's set up to help, with the tokenomics of the VC token. And we decided, as this being kind of our first event, on VC and our first like burn event, we felt like, you know what, let's cover all the fees. So we had our wallet set up. Does anyone remember how much VC was spent on that? Does anyone remember?
At the end of the event, there was 1,088.
Oh, right.
He burned.
Yeah, so I guess, yeah. So we spent 1,088 VC for our community to burn some yokai. And it went, I think you guys can probably talk about this, how you felt about it, but it went very, very fast. A lot faster than I thought. And
Too fast.
understandably, a few people were pretty disappointed, and I was kind of bummed for them too. I didn't think it was gonna go that fast. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I was taking my sweet time and I missed out myself. I was there at the event and yeah, I was like, okay, getting everything ready. And by the time I was ready, it was gone. Like, oh, okay. But yeah, it was pretty successful. I'm glad that it went as it did. Yeah, pretty simple. So I think, how many did we end up burning?
544. It was
All
in,
of them.
yeah, all of them. 6 minutes is how fast it was. So yeah, it was, I felt bad because a lot of people were minting with like, VKongs 2.0, and it was the same exact time as our burn. And so some of those people came over like, 10 minutes after, and they're like, hey, I'm ready. Yeah, no, they're gone. Like all the masks are gone. It went very fast. Actually, technically there were 545 burned because unfortunately someone didn't know how it worked and they went and burned a yokai on World of V, because you know how they allow that now. And so that was like burned, that was gone from the blockchain. So our collection is one less than we thought. And so Kijo is going to be one less than we thought too, because we wanted the same amount. But yeah, they're like, yeah, I went and did it. I burned on Wove. And I was like, oh no.
That's so awesome.
I felt bad I gave him a mask.
Yeah, so I was working that day and I was out of service. It was 10 o'clock a.m. my time. I was out of service for about 10 minutes. I got back in. So before I left service, I got on there just looking around, checking it out, how it's going to look. And it said burning disabled. Not a problem. I knew it was disabled. It wasn't time yet. About 10:10, I get on there and it said burning disabled. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go over to World of V. I'm going to mint some VKongs. And then I came back and it said burning is disabled. I thought they might be having some issues. That's a possibility. And then I jumped into the Discord. No. The only issue was that it went in 6 minutes. So congratulations to you guys on that. That is awesome. I'm excited to see that. I'm proud of your team and what you're doing with that. I mean, you have the people's attention, and I think you have a lot of people believing in what you're doing for sure, and it shows.
Thank you.
And we're very grateful for that. I'm glad that people are able to notice the kind of work that we put in. I think a lot of people are very, very complimentary to us, and we definitely appreciate it.
Well, they don't really have a choice but to be complimentary to you guys, because you put out a phenomenal project.
Thank you.
So, Holly, Alex, you guys have anything to add to that?
Just thank you for your kind words, and we're gonna keep trying to build as best as we can. I think from my perspective, there were some things that we learned as a team from doing the burn event. It was our first one. And it's awesome to see how it goes, and it also makes me think, what could we do differently, or like a different kind of event next time. So it was good. It was a good learning experience for the team as well.
Yeah, that seems to be what everybody kind of goes through is how can we make our adjustments and learn from not even mistakes, just experience. Learn from your experiences. What can we tweak? What can we alter? And Holly, what you have anything to add to that? How it all went for you? That was your first event with these boys since you got on the team, I believe.
Yeah, it was so exciting, and I was prepared, so I was all done in a minute. It was really exciting, really crazy.
So you guys have some huge stuff coming up. Where do we begin to unpack? I mean, there's a lot. We know this. So you want to just touch on where the masks are going next?
So the masks, yeah, the main utility with the masks. So you burn your yokai. What do you get back in return? Like the mask was just kind of a side dish, right? Like we just kind of wanted to give something for fun, have it be some cool artwork, potentially some VC back. And what you do with that mask, well, you don't necessarily have to do anything with a mask, but holding the mask will get you an airdrop from VeChainThor. So we're going to have some airdrops, totally random, outside of the icons. We want those to be minted, but outside of those, you can get a completely random ranked VeChainThor when that mint comes. So it's 1 per mask. So if you have 1 mask, you get an airdrop, 2 masks, you'll get 2. And yeah, so that kind of makes it, that's the main utility of it.
So question on that then. So a mask will get you an airdrop VeChainThor. 3 warriors will also get you that. And then there will be some for minting as well.
Correct. Yeah.
And so the icons will be out of all the airdrops between the holding the 3 and or holding a mask.
Yeah. That's normally how we do the mints, to kind of help with the minting, the minting aspect, that there's kind of another incentive to also mint. Yeah.
I love it. So
it feels fair that the people who are paying have the chance to get that sort of, rather than just getting that for free. So I think it's the most fair way to do it. So I
think that's pretty awesome, and it's really cool that you're able to pull those out and kind of separate. I don't know a lot about the back end of the putting out an NFT project, but I mean, it's amazing what you guys are able to do with these marketplaces. So when will we be looking forward to the VeChainThor drop?
That's October 22nd. Yeah, I'm going to be finishing the artwork here, hopefully within a few weeks, and then we'll get everything generated. And yep, October 22nd is what you should be looking forward to.
October 22nd. And what's the size of the collection?
Originally, it was going to be 3,900 after the burn event. Because of that one that got burned on Wove, we want VeChainThor to be the same amount, so 3,899.
And Alex is writing all the lore for this amazing, the whole storyline, how it's based on Japanese culture and everything is pretty awesome. Anybody that doesn't know, you can tune into our previous interviews or go to a Samurai Saturday, jump in the Discord. But Alex, let's talk a little bit about the lore, being the author, and kind of where you're at with everything right now.
That'd be my pleasure. So right now we're on chapter 11. That's the next chapter that'll be coming out. And kind of the content, it's a little bit, let's say it's behind where the collections are right now. So for example, right now the story is in what's called the Battle of Nanazoku, which, if anyone remembers, is a drop that we had for a 60-second battle anime clip NFT that we did a little bit ago. That's kind of where the story is right now. So we're just getting into where all 7 clans figure out that there's something insidious going on in the world, and they're going to have to figure out how to come together to combat that.
So you're 11 chapters in. How many chapters is there going to be total?
Total, it'll be about 3 parts that each have 8 chapters. So we're on chapter 11, and so this story arc would carry us to 16, and then from there would be 8 final chapters in this first volume.
And that will be coming out as an entire book, if I understand right. So do you guys have each chapter in your Discord for people to read as you come out with it?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a channel where you can go to a WordPress that we have it published on, and you can read each chapter as they come out.
Awesome. I'm definitely going to need to go and get some reading done on there. I've never really been into pretty much what you're writing about. No disrespect, it's just never been my thing. But now that I'm into the NFTs and everything, I'm all about it. I'm gonna get in and I'm gonna just eat it all right up. It's amazing what these NFTs and crypto will do for people. It truly is.
Yeah,
we appreciate that, man.
Yeah, much appreciated. I know out of everyone else that is probably the most well-versed, I mean, obviously outside of Alex with the book, but is most familiar with the story and everything, I'd probably say Holly. I know that she is on top of those chapters and reads them right when they come out, which is awesome. So she's probably the most familiar with what's going on in the story and everything.
That's true that. I'm waiting for the book. That's the most exciting thing for me, because yeah, I need it in my hand, read it.
Yeah, that is pretty exciting. So what would you say kind of is your main role, Holly? I mean, so we know you get into spaces, you stay up to date with everything. I mean, is that kind of your role, is just know what's going on everywhere?
Well, I guess my role is to promote and have connection with the community and be on Discord and Twitter posting things. Nobody asks me any questions. It's always directed to Airworthy, but okay, maybe time they'll start asking me questions. And I will also be helping with ANA Arts because there's gonna be a lot of work. So yeah.
Awesome. I love it. And you've definitely made your presence known. So keep doing what you're doing. So we look forward to the next drop. Let's get to talking about ANA art. Lay it on us.
Yeah, ANA Arts. Alias, let's have you start this one.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm the other A in the ANA Arts, so
Second one.
it's short for Airworthy and Alias Arts. It's an actual LLC that we formed earlier this year. I think very shortly after we dropped Ukiyoe Warriors, we just wanted to have an actual company foundation to be able to have our project built on. And we also kind of had in mind that this is going to be in an effect like a publishing company. Like we have a lot of creative works that we're going to be working obviously with Alex literature and stuff like that. I have some literature that I enjoy doing. Airworthy obviously has his music, and this is something that we can probably bring together and help produce together through ANA Arts. So that's kind of what we had in mind. And it's definitely from there, we've kind of had that idea of producing a lot of creative works. And recently we've made the move, and we had this idea for a little while, and I feel like we finally gained the position and capacity to handle it, but kind of move into a studio-esque style of ANA Arts. So pretty recently, less than a month ago, I think, we announced that we actually signed onto ANA Arts the Division NFT, which is it's Crawlin's project. He's pretty good member of the community. Not pretty good. He's a great member of the community. He's all right, he's fine. And he's got his own team with Top Shelf, and I know there's a few other members as well that I don't have as much interaction with personally, but I know that he has his own team, and he has really strong connections on various blockchains, and it's been doing really well so far. So we've enjoyed working with them, and actually just today we also announced that we just signed on VFoxes as well, and we're very excited about that, especially with the new team. There's Luft and Billionaire. I was like, I doubted myself for a sec. Billionaire, and there's Stoned on there, and they're all super solid. Really love the vision and the mindset that they have, especially when we were able to have some phone calls and stuff with them. Really liked what they were doing with the project. But I think they're all very busy with their own sort of things, so we found ways that we could try to help compensate for their lack of time in some ways, and that we could make this be mutually beneficial for both of us. So that's been the two projects that we've signed on so far, and we're very excited to be working with them. It's pretty hands-off for the most part, but we definitely want to help with marketing and giving them resources for whatever they want to do. And we have a pretty good idea of how to manage projects at this point. So it's been helping to lend both the reputation and our experience to everything that they want to accomplish as well.
Awesome. So I feel like there's so many different questions going through my mind right now. So let's just take it simple. You say that you signed them on. What exactly is signing somebody on? What does that do for them, for you? You said it's kind of mutually beneficial, but what all would that entail? And are you taking new clients? Is that like an ongoing thing, or just seeing how it goes? Or
it's going to be a case-by-case basis, I would say. We're open to it as where it makes sense. So I think we definitely want to kind of curate what projects that we actually want to take on or whatever. And I mean, we're pretty sucked up with Ukiyoe as well. So there's only so much time that we can split between the marketing and aspect of all that we do. This is definitely something we're able to do right now with what we've put on, but it'll depend on the project case by case. As far as what signing on means, we do have an actual contract and stuff. We'll have a certain amount of compensation for the help that we give to marketing. I mean, the contracts are going to vary between projects. They're different between the division and VFoxes. We get a small portion for what we do, and then we also have an offering for like, oh, we're going to be doing these sort of things. We're going to be helping with marketing and going in spaces and talking about the project, and a few other obligations kind of listed out in the contractual agreement that way. I mean, Alex is kind of the contract guy. I don't know if he wants to talk a little bit more in detail or yeah.
I think you hit the nail on the head where we just set up so that it can be tailored to the needs of each project. So for example, one of the things that we can offer is the programmatic generation for the artwork. So if they need someone who can, or a developer who can run that program where it will generate the artwork with all the layers input correctly, our developer can do pretty complicated layer generation. So we offer that as something that a project can take hold of if they need it. That's just one example.
And from what I understand, any project that is under the ANA Arts umbrella will constitute an airdrop for holders of 3 Ukiyoe Warriors, like division that.
Right. Yeah, so with our kind of from the beginning with our project Ukiyoe Warriors, so any collections that come after that is, you know, under the Ukiyoe project, you will be getting an airdrop from future collections that we do for every 3 that you hold. So for every 3 warriors that you hold, you'll be getting another one. So for example, with VeChainThor, again, going back to that, you'll also be getting an airdrop for every 3 warriors that you hold, on top of, you know, with any masks that you might hold or anything like that. With the projects that we sign with ANA Arts, we have it set up a little bit differently. So right off the bat, if you have at least 3 warriors, you will be getting an airdrop. With Division launching November 11th, you'll be getting a free agent from their drop. When it comes to multiple, a little bit different. You need some more warriors than just 3. It comes down to every 10 that you hold. So if you have 10 warriors, you'll be getting a free airdrop from having the first initial 3. And then when you hit 10, that will be your second. So you'll get 2 airdrops from holding 10. If you have 20 warriors, then you'll be getting 3 airdrops, so on and so forth. We don't want to like take too many NFTs, you know, take too much from the supply from the projects that sign on with us. So to make it a lot smaller, that we kind of be taking from that for our warriors holders, we had it set up that way.
So for everybody that holds an initial 3, you're getting 1, and then from there on it's 10. And I like that. There are probably people that would look at that without the information saying, well, that doesn't make any sense, but it makes perfect sense how you guys are doing it like that to help yourselves and honor what you've said you're going to do, and also help the other projects. So I think that's pretty good how you got that set up, in my opinion. I like it. What else can we learn about ANA today?
What we do for the project, it kind of depends on the project. What Airworthy and Alias Arts does, our contract and partnership kind of switches up a little bit, because with Division, you know, we've partnered up before they even minted. So what we do with them is going to be different than with VFoxes, where they already have 2 collections. For VFoxes, we're going to be really focusing on, like Alias said, we're going to be planning with the VFoxes team. They've requested some help when it comes to planning events and, you know, different events for the community, some plans with just the project in general, like what are they going to come out with next and things like that. But it really helps that now that we're kind of partnered together, we can do a lot of collaboration pieces and collaboration events. So I know Alias is, I think, going to be doing some of the art, right, when it comes to collaboration. I'm sure Andy will be involved as well in some of that.
Yeah. So yeah, we talked about how when I get my hands a little bit more free from the current collections that I'm working on, like Kid Kai, right, which is after VTHO and Descendants and stuff, that I'll have some more time open to be able to actually do some artwork for them, which would be a lot of fun. And we'll see how I can kind of bring my twist to that. And yeah, hopefully Handy can get involved and kind of just use whatever resources that we have at our disposal. It'll involve just whatever they kind of need. It's all tailor-made, and like, we're not here to necessarily make massive profits off of what we're doing or anything. Like, it's that's great to get some extra compensation, but ultimately we want to help build strong projects and put those out. I think that's more important, to have like a solid foundation for that. That's mostly what we're trying to do. And hopefully by giving them our resources and like having our backing and stuff like that, we can actually help provide that for the community and for the projects respectively. So
Yeah.
one thing I'll mention also as just an example also of what we're doing to benefit, like the division, for example, we just released a game on our Discord. What are we calling it? Ukiyoe?
Ukiyoe, yeah.
And Holly loves it.
Holly's in second place right now. It keeps track of all your points, and she's right under Upsetter.
Usually like each round's like the first turn, I end up falling off a cliff and dying. That's happened multiple times.
You're
So
welcome.
I'm just dead right off the bat. But when Division comes out, we're actually going to be incorporating the agents into the game. So they're going to have an opportunity to use their NFTs in the game as well. And anyway, that's kind of an example of ways that we can try to benefit the project as well.
Yeah, and I think that's something. I mean, we didn't actually talk about it on the space, but that is something that VFoxes are definitely going to be able to do. If that's, we haven't even talked like too much in depth with like their team on that, but I assume that, you know, they'll be down for that. But allowing the Foxes to be in our game, I know that they're kind of like working on something as well, since they have, you know, an amazing developer on their team. So they'll probably have like their own kind of games. But that is something that we definitely want to offer. And so I'll talk with them, and we'll probably get that set up as well, so that they can be involved in. And I'm assuming have like their own abilities and things like that. Has, you know, written, I mean, when it comes to our Uki fight game, and that's something that but I know we don't want to take all the time in the world, but he did write up all of the like mechanics and abilities and things like that. So depending on like your NFT, certain weapons and traits will have their own moves and attacks in the game. But something I just wanted kind of to add on that worked out with our partnership as well is the fact that they are like Japanese themed, and they have like anime references and things like that. So that's something that you can probably expect as like a pattern when it comes to projects that sign with us, is if like the theme kind of relates to what our project is. Obviously we're completely like Japanese based, and so Division is also it's like anime style, and has, you know, it just definitely has that genre. The Foxes aren't they like the shinobis? So they're basically, yeah, so it definitely falls in that genre and that category.
So you guys are like a beast of a team. I mean, you're doing a little bit of everything. You're helping out other projects, signing contracts to work with other projects. We're doing on-chain collaborations, cross-chain collaborations, a game. You're on World of V. You're on VC. I mean, you're a freaking powerhouse, and I love it. I'm gonna have to get into the Discord and try out that game, definitely, because I heard
Holly's pretty beast, pretty savage.
Well, I'll have to give it a whirl. Just got a short time left here, but any final parting words that you guys want to leave the viewers with?
I think just one thing that I think would be good to emphasize, talk about, is the fact that we are now qualified to be able to stake on VC, because we have had our staking going for our Warriors and Yokai for quite a while now. We had it set up for, I believe, 4 months total for each staking pool. So there's about like a month left on that, but we are super thrilled, very grateful to Bread and the VC team in allowing other projects that were not minted on VC to have a chance to stake on VC. So that's something that we're really looking forward to, excited about it, and putting in a lot of effort to make sure that we get enough VC burned for each of the collections to be able to stake. So that's a really big deal. That's something that we're really focusing on. And yeah, I just want to make sure that was put out there. If anyone else has anything they want to say about that.
I love that that's a possibility for any project that didn't launch there, but I love that you guys are front running it right now, and it's good to see, you know, you guys showing support every which direction and giving options to your community, to your investors. So how does that look? Will you be doing another staking pool on World of V for people that want to stake there, or from that point you're just going to switch to staking on VC for a period, or what are we looking forward to to in the future?
I think for the moment, we are not going. I don't think we're going to be doing World of V staking in the near future. But that isn't to say that it won't happen again. So, I mean, if there's a good opportunity to get back into staking wherever we can, I think that'd be beneficial for our holders. So, yeah, we'll find probably an opportunity in the future to do it again. But I don't know if that's going to be in the near future.
Yeah,
that's sad. I can say.
I would agree. We don't have any like immediate plans for World of V. I think we were, 4 months. I mean, I want to say technically 5 months, because the first time we did a staking pool with World of V, we had it for 1 month with Warriors, which we put a lot of tokens in. We put like 600,000 wove in the first staking pool. And then after that, that's when we had, the 4 months for each of the collections. So we've been there for a while, and it's been really, really awesome. We're very grateful to World of V. We love being able to have that, that feature with staking. And I think right now staking with VC is something that makes a lot of sense as well, that we can basically have it kind of like perpetual, where as long as you get in the top 10, that's something we have spent a lot with our staking so far. So this allows us to be able to like save up funds. Instead of putting so much into staking, we can use our funds in other places, like this new Discord game that that Stoned helped us develop. And we have more plans as well for a couple other games utilizing the VC arcade, but also other Discord games. So we want to start getting into more of like the fun kind of utility,
Awesome. Well, I know I'm always looking forward to what you guys are coming out with next, and appreciate your time today. I'm sure that we will probably be doing this again sooner than later, I would venture to guess. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see what you guys do next. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and
appreciate you.
See you out in the trenches, as it were.
You too, man. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, man.
Yeah,
Right.
it was. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you guys for all making this happen. Different time zones. It's not always easy, but we did it.
Yeah, time for Holly to sleep.
Yeah.